Louis Braille is a creator of a unique embossed dot font that allows millions of blind people to read and write. Braille was born in 1809 in France in the village of Couvray, 40 kilometers from Paris. His father, Simon René Braille, made a living making harnesses. Little Louis must have often played in his father's workshop, and one day this led to a terrible tragedy. Louis picked up a sharp tool, probably an awl, and accidentally stabbed himself in the eye. It was impossible to prevent the disaster, but the worst part was that the infection soon spread to other eye, so little Louis, only 3 years old, lost his sight completely. In an effort to help the child, Louis' parents and the parish priest Jacques Pie asked that the boy be allowed to sit in on classes at the local school. Louis simply absorbed science. For several years, he was even the best student in the class. Still, the cheating methods designed for the sighted could not fully meet the needs of a blind child. Therefore, in 1819, Louis was sent to the Paris National Institute for the Blind. Valentin Gaillou, the founder of this institute, was the first to develop a program to help blind people read. He wanted to disprove the commonly held belief that blindness made it impossible for a person to get an education. Guy's method consisted of gluing large, thick letters on thick paper. Although the method was quite inconvenient, it gave rise to a new approach to the problem of the blind. Braille was learned by reading books from the small library of Gaillou. However, he soon realized that this approach to learning was impractical and time-consuming. After all, letters were designed for the eyes, not the fingers. In 1821, when Louis Braille was only 12 years old, the institute was visited by a retired French artillery captain, Charles Barbie. He introduced a method of communication called night writing and later sonography. It was a tactile method that used convex dots arranged in a rectangular shape, 6 dots height and 2 dots wide. The institute liked the idea of using a code to phonetically mark words. Braille enthusiastically began to study this new method and even improve it a bit, but in order for the system to become truly practical, he had to work harder. In his diary he wrote, "If my eyes cannot tell me about people, events, ideas and pictures, I will find another way to find out." So for the next 2 years, Braille worked hard to simplify the code. Eventually, he invented an approved and simple typeface made up of a combination of only 6 dots, 3 dots height and 2 dots wide. Shortly afterwards, he began teaching at the institute where he had previously studied, became a professor, and in 1829 published the unique writing method that is now named after him. Today, thanks to this simple, well-designed font, which was developed by a dedicated young man almost 200 years ago, the written word is now within the reach of millions of blind people.